Thanks, guys, for being on our special team call. I'm really excited that Nina is on today. I don't even know how long I've known you. Maybe like 2 years? Probably, right? And I've met Nina at Super Saturday, one of my very first Super Saturdays as a brand new coach, and you were hosting, which was awesome. And it was this crazy big event, and I stepped in literally to a field, and I was like, oh, what is happening here? It's amazing. So I'm really happy that you're here because at the last Super Saturday, a bunch of us were at this new location, and Nina gave this amazing presentation about Facebook like pages. And I'm not a Facebook like page expert. It is not my thing. I get very confused by it. There's a lot that happens, and there's just a lot that you can know. And when I was listening to Nina, I was like, oh my God, she's got to get on one of my team calls. It blew my mind. So I'm really excited that you are here, and that's why we're doing it on a Sunday night. And Nina is a 2-star diamond coach. She has lost over 80 pounds with Beachbody, which is insane. Slim and Six, Combat, Insanity, Asylum, all in the infomercials. So Jackie's actually been contacted, and 2 of her coaches have been contacted too, which is so exciting. Nina is also on the New Jersey Market Council that hosts a bunch of the Beachbody events all over here. So she's pretty a powerhouse in Jersey, which I love because you guys know I'm a Jersey girl. But I'm literally just going to hand it over, and you guys know the drill. You're all on mute. If you have any comments or questions, type them in the chat box or save them for after, whatever, and we'll do a Q&A after.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going on mute.
Awesome. Thank you, Meredith, for having me. I love talking to coaches. I love helping crossline coaches whenever I can because, we're all on the same team. It doesn't matter what team we're on. We're all part of Team Beachbody. So we should share whatever information that we have and help each other all rise together, right? So Facebook is daunting for a lot of people. I'm obsessed with Facebook. Honestly, I'm obsessed. You're talking about 7-8 billion people. It connects the entire world. And Facebook is a place where you could literally have unlimited success and potential and connections with people. It's just about knowing how to do it the right way, in a way that fits your lifestyle, and so that you don't really feel crazy. It becomes something that's enjoyable. So I'm going to duplicate the presentation that we did at Super Saturday, and I'm going to give you guys a couple more tips that I didn't give everybody else. So we're going to keep it a little bit exclusive for Meredith's team today. Okay, so let me get my screen up. All righty, here we go. All right, so if everybody can see my team, just give me a thumbs up. My screen, not my team, my screen. Cool. All right, so Facebook for business, right? How do you grow your Team Beachbody business on Facebook? So the first thing to know is how many people are connected in the United States. So there's 1.44 billion monthly users, and there's 208 million in the United States alone that are active on Facebook, right? So what would 1% of 208 million people look like if they were connected in your business? Would 208,000 people be enough to grow a Beachbody business? Yeah. Now think about a half of that percent, or even less than that, right? That shows you the potential that you have to connect with people. So this is really where you need to pay a lot of attention because the world is right there at your fingertips. So what you're going to learn today is how to create perfect profiles and pages, best practices for marketing, an overview of Facebook ads, and things you can do today for big impact, and some tips that I'm going to have for you that I didn't share with everybody else. So the hierarchy here for Facebook is 3 simple things. Your first obligation is to entertain, to inform, and then to market. A lot of coaches on Facebook go straight for marketing, and that's a big no-no. Nobody will care how much you know, how much you have to sell until they know how much you care, what you can do for them, and how you can really interject your life and entertain them, right? So that's your obligation. So if you think about that when you're building your content for Facebook, you will win the day, you'll win people over, and you will get new fans. So when you combine the social aspect of what we do to relevant content on Facebook, that equals fans for you. So how do you find the perfect customer? Well, there are some things that you can do kind of mathematically, but not. And it has to do with using the formulas on Facebook through their search engine. Now, one of the things to know about Facebook, it is the #2 website in the entire world behind Google. It also has the #2 search engine behind Google. So this graph search bar that you're seeing here is your powerhouse to search for new people. And let's face it, if you're not connecting with new people, your business can't grow. So there's formulas that we can use in Facebook to help you connect with more people. The first formula is fans of page name. And this is literally what you type in, fans of, and then whatever page you're interested in or what your target market might be interested in, your ideal customer. I'm gonna help you guys define what I call a customer avatar. This is something that I do with my team. I help them find what their ideal customer is by defining them, what their likes and qualities and characteristics are. And that will help you connect and have a better relationship with more people online. So fans of page name, you'll bring it up and literally you'll be able to see all the posts, the people, the photos, the pages, the places, and everything connected to that page. Now, what do you do with that? Well, for instance, people, you can literally friend people that have a similar interest. So you could friend somebody, send them a message and say, hey, I see we're both connected to Marvel Comics page. I'm a really huge Marvel fan, are you? And you start having, conversation with them and building that relationship. This allows you to go outside of your warm market and start meeting people that you don't know. And that's essential to growing a successful Beachbody business. The second graph search that gets a little bit more detailed is pages liked by fans of. Now, for instance, you might not know what fans are into. Maybe you're trying to find what your target market is. So you can think of certain pages that you're interested in and literally just search for the fans of that connection. So for instance, I have a brand that I created for Beachbody called Become the Bride. And that came out of the necessity to document my own story. But also I realized that there's a lot of brides that are getting fit and they have a very small window to do that. And, there are websites dedicated to brides, but maybe not bridal fitness. And so I wanted to kind of stand out for the rest and differentiate myself. So I created that brand. So what I do is I do pages like by fans of Become the Bride, and then I can start to study my audience that's connected to there. Another one that you have is pages like by male fans of, and then whatever the page is. Now for me, my target market is women, so I would put pages like by women or pages like by female fans of whatever. But you might want to be attracting more men into your team or, into your challenge groups. So you can start to use gender specific formulas to reach more people. You can get even more targeted with the next formula, which is pages liked by runners who like Vitamix. Now this is just an example, but you can literally start pulling together brands of things you're interested in. So you might say pages liked by runners who like Reese's peanut butter cups. Who I love those, So you might put something like that, but who knows? There's so many different things. You just gotta put it in the search and see what comes up and then explore the information. All right, so that's the first thing. So I highly recommend you just, go at it with those formulas and, see where it leads you and start making connections with people, friending them, liking what they're liking, seeing what pages they're connected to, and just talking to the people, based on those interests. So how do you create the perfect profile page, right? So that when they come back to you and they're checking you out, you want to be able to represent yourself in the best way possible. So number one, your timeline and your like page need to mirror or mimic each other. You should not have crappy photos and a really incomplete timeline and then have a beautiful like page. And I say this because one of the ways to reach more people is to have a profile page that's set to public instead of private. And for those of you that are like, whoa, I can't do that. That scares the crap out of me. I'm going to tell you right now, you are in the sales business. You are in the network marketing business. By cutting yourself off to a private page, you're cutting off your ability for people to search for you, to find you, and to connect with you. So you have to have a public page. Now, For those of you worried about privacy settings, there are privacy settings. You have to use them. You can set up Facebook lists for your friends and family and post to that so that they see information about your personal life if you don't want to share with everyone. You can block people, connections that you don't want to have. So there is options for you. You don't have to be scared. And in the 4 years I've had a public page, I've never had anything crazy happen. So I highly recommend it. Now, you see the little yellow box here where it has like the about section. You want to make sure that you have all of your networks and pages and things that you're connected with in your about section. Do not skimp on this because you're literally cutting yourself off from a network that you could connect with. So if you see my page, like I have a good quality photo, cover photo, and then I have creator, founder, become the bride, combat instructor, Les Mills, founder and Star Diamond coach at Team Live Active. So all those things. And so when somebody sees that, they can click on become the bride and it goes to my page. They can click on Les Mills or whatever else I'm connected with. But if you go deeper into my my profile, I also have what jobs I'm connected to, previous and past jobs. Let me tell you, if you had a crappy job, put it on there because somebody else had a crappy job and that's something you have in common. And that's a conversation that's just waiting to happen. You know what I mean? So, don't shy away from putting everything you're interested in on your profile page about section. Number 2, and this really should be number 1, but I put it number 2, have good quality photos. Invest in good quality photos. If you know a friend that has a good camera, ask them to take a good headshot of you. Take the time to learn how to take good iPhone photos, all right? Like practice this. Very important. Photography is going to be your best friend in this business. So this is a skill that you have to learn, or at least you need to outsource it to someone. But number 1, if you look at Shalene's page, you see that she has this picture of herself in her profile. Do you know she's had that picture for literally 4 or 5 years? The same picture. And that's key because this bright, smiling, happy picture is how people know her. And the reason why she hasn't changed it is because that helps people recognize her brand and herself. So you want to get a good quality headshot and you want to put it on your like page and your timeline and leave it there and don't change it for a very, very long time. All right. So for your like page though, you could have a good text logo and then show your photos through your cover photo or on your page. So you can have either or, a headshot or a logo, but not both. Don't combine text and image because it's going to be too small and you won't be able to see it. So here's some other coaches that have really great quality photos. You'll see Christine Dwyer is diverting the attention away to a different page because she's outgrown her friends list on her personal page. And if you look at Carl Deichler's page, he's had the same photo for a very long time, and he has really great cover photo. And you want to mimic the things that our business is doing. I mean, if corporate is doing it, and you'll see it here in the next slide, they keep it short and sweet and to the point with really good quality photos. Samsung is a great explanation, or example of this, and you can see it here. So you want to mimic that. Mimic what the big companies do. They spend a lot of money on having people tell them to do this. So I'm telling you for free, just do it. It's good. All right. So here's Shanti, cover photos. Now, cover photos are the ability and the chance that you have to showcase your personality and things that you're doing. So while your profile picture will not change very often or for a long time, your cover photo should change very often. You should update it with things going on in your life. You should update it with people you're connected with, experiences that you're having, success that you're having with your fitness programs, food that you're eating, whatever is cool and interesting. You want to use that as a space to showcase yourself. And if you look down at the bottom where it has the numbers of pixels, you want to keep this written somewhere so that when you get a good quality photo, let's say you're looking on Google, and you're looking for high quality photos, you want to make sure it falls in line with these parameters because it's the perfect size for web and mobile. And this way, your picture won't get cut off. Because if you notice, sometimes you'll put a cover photo on and it doesn't fit right and it's like all weird and Facebook resizes it and it doesn't look good on mobile. So 851 by 475 is the sweet spot for you. Don't do this. My gosh. As a graphic designer, this makes me want to puke. This is so bad. You see the profile picture is horrible and it's cut off, and like, this is not how you want to represent yourself. All right. So while you're investing in great quality photos, it's important to know that you only have one time to make a first impression. And the photos that you put on there should be simple at best. And what's going to happen is it's going to entice more people to check out the rest of the tabs you have on your page and the rest of the content. They'll literally scroll down and see what else you have. But even the posts that you have on your page should fall in line with the style and a voice of your cover photo and your profile photo. So try to use kind of the same fonts. Don't try to skip around to a lot of people like to use like these apps on their phone that use a lot of crazy fonts. Find 2 or 3 that you really like and stick to those, because that will keep your brand very consistent. All right, 7 rules of marketing. And that's a tip from a graphic designer, so you got to listen to it. I get paid to say that. All right, so number 1, invite your audience into your world. Showcase the awesome people behind your team. I'm pretty sure you guys do that already, but you just want to make sure that you are as human as possible when you are showing content on Facebook. Talk about the great work of your team, tag each other, big each other up, share each other's posts. It's really important that you highlight your team, because people are drawn to that. That's a positivity that people need and they're looking for in their lives. So you want to make sure that you adhere to that and show them what's possible and what they can be a part of. Make sure you invite them into your world by being you on your page. Whenever somebody posts a comment, make sure that you send them a response. Every single person on my Become the Bride, if they leave a comment or they tag someone, I like it, or I'll reply to them, or I'll ask them a question. You want to make sure that you engage with the people who are taking the time to show you interest. So that's really important. Now, content rules the world. Create relevant, timely, and useful, entertaining content. You'll see this post here that I shared on my page, 2 women working out with TRX bands. The post already was at 5 million views, but if you look at my response, almost 9,600 people saw it on my page. That's a lot. That's a lot of people that came to my page to see that, and then they saw all the rest of the content that I had on my page. You're talking about almost 10,000 people, visitors, just being circulated into that one post. It got a lot of likes and shares also. So for content, you want to think video, stats, quotes, pictures, thoughts, questions, all relevant to your page branding and what you're trying to represent. Your content should educate, entertain, or empower. So always post your best stuff. Don't half-ass it. I'm sorry, you just can't. You got to post your best stuff. You got to take time to think about what you want to post and make sure it's relevant to what you're trying to represent with your brand. Make sure you start conversations that matter. Shalene is great for this if you want to look at her page. But engagement is all about getting people to take action. Ask them questions. Tell them to like, tag, and share. Find ways that you can entice and make them curious about, interacting with you on your page. So here's some questions that you can ask. And this is just an example, but you can expand upon this. Number 1, make your questions fun. What was the last movie you saw? 2 thumbs up or a waste of time? Just an example, right? Don't leave it open-ended. Make sure that they can, share their thoughts. Let them promote themselves. Now, for a lot of coaches, they're too afraid to do this, but this is actually a really great way to get a lot of engagement. Now, obviously, if someone is posting their Cincy links or their whatever links to have buy something, you can delete that. But say, hey, I want to connect with more people. Do you have a like page? Post it below. And they'll post their like page and they'll tag people or whatever else, and you're making new connections with someone. There's nothing wrong with that. And actually, you can set up a lot of cross-marketing with other people outside of Beachbody so that you cross-promote each other, and that gives you more exposure, especially if they have a pretty good Facebook page with a lot of people. Let's say that they're running a business. Like, let's say they're a Cincy representative. You can cross-promote each other, and boom, that gives you, more exposure. You're helping each other out. Keep it easy. One-word answers generate more engagement. I do this a lot, actually. I will ask them, post one word to describe your fiance, or post one word to say how you're going to crush your workout today, or, you know, something like that. But people love that, and it's quick and easy for them to respond to. Focus on calls to action, like likes, comments, and shares, okay? That is your goal to get people to do those actions, so you have to tell them how to take action. So give them a reason. You can offer discounts or specials. It's a great way to reward your fans. For discounts, it really has to do with promoting the challenge pack sales that we have, right? So we can't discount the products, but we can talk about the exclusivity that we have to offer them. So, you know, piles on sale, like, oh, you can get this for $10 through me. Message me to find out how. A special might be, you know, a specific bundle, or maybe you're throwing in like a prize for the month. I like to do a lot of, you know, giveaways that are under $25. That's actually allowed for Beachbody coaches. You can't offer anything more than $25 for free as an incentive to join or buy. But, you know, there's a lot of creativity you can get with offering, you know, small gifts for under 25 bucks. If you don't tell them what to do, they won't do anything. You have to tell them, like this, comment here, share, tag someone. You literally have to say those words, because they won't do it if you don't say it. It's as simple as that, and most people don't know. They'll just post it up and be like, why isn't anybody sharing this? I don't understand. You got to tell them, share this, tag someone. All right, so make sure you do that. Let your brand do the talking. Once you've defined what your page is going to look like, stay consistent in how you post, okay? It is a mini site of the website you're going to have, the blog that you have. So you want to make sure that everything stays consistent and you don't kind of go crazy. And also add exclusive content. So for instance, I like to use my timeline as a teaser to my like page. So I will sometimes post like, oh, I'm doing this giveaway, but you got to like my page or check out my page, right? So that's a big thing. That will draw your audience, your current audience that's on your like your timeline, into your like page, because they know that you're doing specials. They know you're doing cool things there, so they'll want to stay connected to you. And don't get into the habit of posting all your things on your timeline. You should share minimal things. You know, you want to show that you're consistent, but you want to post more things on your like page because you want to draw that audience into that world. And that's one of the ways to get more likes, is to not really do so much on your like page, on your profile, and do more on your like page. So you want to be deliberate about how you manage your fan expectations. You want to kind of understand the behaviors of why somebody posts, why somebody likes or comments or shares. So you have to decide what kind of presence you want on Facebook. You have to decide, you know, am I sharing my story? Is this about people following me sharing my story? Is this about me promoting the opportunity to be part of Beachbody? Am I about trying to grow my team? Am I about trying to, you know, get people into my challenge group? You have to have one central focus and focus on that, and post and have posting behaviors that have to do with that goal. And your vision, your business vision, will align with how your Facebook page will come together. So once you kind of define what your vision is, it's going to help you create better content. It's going to help you get engaged with more people. But you don't want to be all about sales, so there's kind of that fine line. So you have to really think it out and think it through. Tracking your activity is huge. I'm going to suggest that everyone take whatever lead they have on Beachbody and move it to an email program. I'm going to tell you right now, do not use Beachbody's email to email your customers. Don't do it. You're going to be losing a lot of engagement there. I use MailChimp just because it's free. I can create email campaigns to engage with my customers and send them exclusive content that's not available elsewhere. You want to start building your lists so you can track your activity. And these are some of the programs that can help you. Infusionsoft is quite expensive, so that might be something you invest in as a team and not necessarily as an individual. That's the most powerful out of all of these here. There's a lot of things that you can do with it. But some of you might not be ready for that. So that's something that you do down the line. That's like what Shalene is using. That's like what a lot of like top coaches are using. And a lot of these marketing programs that you see, they use it as well. Advertising, yay. So to give you a little bit of story about what I did, back in September, I had about 900 fans on my Become the Bride page. And I knew I wanted to grow it out because, let's face it, people don't like things unless they see things with likes. It's really strange, but, you know, they want to see people who have, you know, things with likes. So I saw that Facebook had a special program for growing a small business page on Facebook. So I entered their, they have like this thing called like a Go program or something, where they give you a Facebook account manager, and they help you with whatever goal you have. So if it's to grow, you know, likes on your page, if it's to get traffic to your website from Facebook, whatever your end goal is, a small business owner, they'll do that. The minimum ad spend is $25 a day, which is about $750 a month. So for me, swallowing that, I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. And I'm not telling anybody to jump into this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is something I wanted to invest in, to see where it would take me. And this is what got me started seeing the power behind Facebook. So I did their program, and I did the $750 spend. And in that 1 month, I had 12,000 likes. I went from 900 to 12,000 in 1 month. My revenue for the month, I spent $750, but I made a little over $1,200 in just challenge pack sales. I had like well over Success Club 10 that month. And so I had a profit. And what I did was I took that profit and I put it towards ads for the next month. So the following month, I only spent a couple $100. I took whatever profit I had. And by the end of that month, I had 14,000 likes. And now I have a little over 16,000 likes. And I've made Success Club 10 every month since September. So that was a good return on investment for me. Now, what can you do wherever you're at financially? You don't have to spend that much money. You could start with ads that are $5 a day. You could start with ads where you just do like a burst. Let's say you have like $10 or $15. Whatever you make in Beachbody, you can put towards making ads that week. This is something you have to learn. I can't teach you ads. That's something you have to invest time into doing. But just to know that it is worth it in connecting with more people outside of your comfort zone. So this is just a page of ads that I run. So this should give you an idea of like, you know, I'm not spending a lot of money here. $10, $20 here. You see like total spend on the end. I'm not spending a lot of money on these ads anymore. So this is one ad that I ran in that month. This one ad delivered me 8,820 likes. This was one that had a reach of 103,000 people. My click-through rate was 6.8. Now, something to know about that. Click-through rate has to do with the number of people that see your ad and the number of people that click on it. On Facebook, the average click-through rate is 2%, and I had 6.8%. So that was a very, very successful ad. And you see my relevancy score for my page was a 9 out of 10. So this was a home run hit for me. So this is really important. I had a really good defined target. You'll see down here it says size. My target audience was about 6.7 million people, and 103,000 people saw it, and that ad resulted in a lot of challenge pack sales. So for you, what are things that you can do? You can run coupon codes for discounts, and you got to play around with the wording. So it's really about challenge pack sales, like the $10 difference if you upgrade to a PIO challenge pack or a fixed challenge pack when it's on sale. Or maybe the coupon is not for something Beachbody related. Maybe it's something you create, meal plans or cheat sheets or ebooks or, content that you can create yourself that you can offer. People love free. So if you're giving something away for free, you're going to get a lot more engagement. Use video ads. When we did the Asylum Lockdown infomercial last year for our wedding, we had a really great video ad that we ran, and that really helped us to get more likes to the page, and we shared that. And what we did is we host a lot of our videos on YouTube because that gives us more engagement, and then we share them on our like pages. Instagram's great for that too. Opt-in opportunities, right? So free rules to the internet, create a free eating group, but make sure that everybody that joins the free eating group gives you their email so you can put it into the email list. Don't just let them join. I mean, you're going to set them up with a customer account. That's one way you can collect their email. But, if you can do some kind of opt-in where they can put their email and say, yes, I want to do it, you'll have that first, because maybe some people don't, go all the way through with the Freedom group, but at least you now have their email. You can continue to talk to them. Oop. This is important too. So once you start to really want to do ads, you do something called a dark post. A dark post is an ad that it's a sponsored ad, and you see them all the time on your Facebook page. You see them all the time, but it doesn't show up on your page. It looks like a post that's on your page, but it's not really on your page. So this is a great way to offer promotions that are going on that gives you a lot of engagement with people. So that's a sponsored ad that you can do. And you build that in something called a Power Editor in Facebook. So that's something you're going to want to look up and learn how to use, is the Power Editor. All right, so what are some things you can do for big impact? Number one, so a lot of people don't know how to post. Like, how the heck do I learn what do I post, or how do I post, or how do I know what content to post? So there's something that's going around the internet, and most businesses do this. It's called 10-4-1. And it's 15 posts that are spread out throughout however many days you want. 10 posts will come from outside source. So what I like to do is I like to pick 5 or 6 pages. Like, I have BuzzFeed, eatingwell.com, Women's Health, Men's Health, different websites that are relevant to my brand. The Knot, Martha Stewart Weddings. I bookmark those, and I take articles from there and I share it to my Facebook page, and I kind of cycle through those. So those are my 10. Then there's 4 posts that are original content from me. So whether it's a video or a success story or something going on, it's not an offer. It's just literally my own content. Maybe it's a blog that day, something I read, an article I wrote or something. And then only one of those posts will be an actual offer for something free, a giveaway, something. It doesn't have to always be about a challenge group or a challenge pack. And so when you think about the hierarchy, entertain, inform, and market, and you adhere to this posting schedule, that helps you to organize your content better. Now you have a system. If you're only focusing on 15 posts at a time and you spread them out, now you can schedule them, and you can start to win the day with content on your Facebook page, because you have a system to follow. So this will really help you. So you have to make a commitment to great content. It's not going to show up. You have to, schedule and organize your time to find the things that you think people are going to be connecting with. You want to make sure to engage with your page every day. Don't ever go a day without posting something. You should never leave your page empty. You have to make sure you adhere to staying active on your page. And you want to educate yourself. You're going to educate your audience, but you want to educate yourself. So, find resources online that will help you to make this easier. As far as your target audience, you want to make sure you learn the analytics of the page. I'm actually going to show you the analytics on my page, which is something I didn't do at Super Saturday, but I'm going to show you exactly how you can read some analytics on your page to help you know when to post and when your audience is online, which is really big. We're going to talk a little bit about customer avatar, how to create the perfect customer. And then obviously you want to look for trainings online. All right, so this is the beginning, guys. So let's go over to my page. Does anybody have any questions for now? How are we doing? Good? Is this good stuff? I hope it's helping. All right, let me get set up here. All righty. Boom. All right. Yeah, here we go. All right, so if you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Perfect. All right. So here's my Become the Bride page. You see that, some content that I have on my page. And I'm just going to show you, Facebook changes their analytics so much that just because you don't get a lot of views doesn't mean that you're not getting engagement necessarily. It just means you have to connect with the right content. So I posted this. I got about 800 people. We got some likes. And it's going to be hit or miss. This one, a freaking pancake recipe, 6,000 people saw it. So you're seeing this was entertaining for them. But you see, I'm posting motivation and 74 people saw it. So it's like, womp womp, you know? And I'm like, here, I'm asking people, do you prefer indoor, outdoor reception? 153 people and a couple likes. So it's always going to be hit or miss. Look at this. Success story is only 118. But then if you come down to size, I got 1,600 people, you know? So it's definitely going to be hit or miss. Don't worry about it. You just want to make sure that you keep posting, because you're going to find what your top posts are. And that's really going to help you to get more engagement. So I don't have any ads running right now. I had like 11 new. I mean, it kind of teeters between, you know, I'll get like 5 or 6 likes a day now, sometimes 10 a day just from sharing content. And it builds. I don't have anything. When I have an ad running, I can definitely bet on 250 to 300 likes per week on my page. So I can get close to 2,000 likes in a month, you know, from running ads. And I run the same ads. I haven't done the ads that I have. All right, so let's show you. Let's see where we're at. So here's our insights. So this is what I'm sitting at, 16,088. My total reach was about 7,000 this week. It's a little bit down, but it's gonna be up and down. And so you'll actually be able to see your top posts and see here, this is cool. I have pages that I'm watching for their engagement. So these are some of the pages that I watch to see what they're doing. How many, like, look at this. Weight Watchers has 2 million likes. They are only getting a 2% increase, and they only posted 7 posts a week. That's like 1 post a day. Can you believe that for Weight Watchers? They're posting 1 post a day, right? And they had an engagement of 11,000. But if you see something like Shape Magazine, 2.5 million, they host 106 posts in the week, and they have 60,000 engagement. So it's really interesting. You know, we see a lot of pages with a lot of fans, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're even getting the same engagement. So it's kind of level across the board as far as engagement based on what you're. And I only did 8. Like, I wasn't that active this week, but I at least posted one thing every single day. So yeah, so that should give you an idea. So what's really cool is you can use the analytics to add pages to watch what they're doing. And what's cool is then you'll go here and say, well, what were they posting this week? How can I mimic something like that for my own page? As far as likes, this is gonna, like, everybody gets unlikes. I had 7 here, 5 here. You're gonna get them. It happens. But then right around here, in one day I had 48 likes, you know, so you're going to get these spikes based on the content that you run. And then it has to do with like paid likes, things like that. Now here's the cool part. Let's see here. Posts. Yes. You see this whale looking thing here? This is telling you when you have the most amount of people on your page that are looking at things that you have going on. So if you look here, Sunday night, I only have about 5,000 people online to see content. But if you come over here to Friday night at 9 o'clock, I have 8,000 people online. So I'm going to post my best stuff in this time window because I know the most people are going to be online to see it, right? That's when I'm going to post more of my offers. And this is what most people don't understand about Facebook. Timing matters. Content and timing really does matter. So once you start posting enough content for like 30 days, you're going to get this whale looking thing in the background. So it's telling me like a Friday on average, I have 15,000 people online. You know, this is kind of my steady, you know, numbers, you know, anywhere from 15.3. So yeah, so I'm going to know to post here. And I can also come here and look at what my top posts are, which is really cool. So you see here, this spaghetti squash recipe got 9,000 engagement, 496 likes. I got likes, comments, and shares. So I know that people really, really like this. And this was organic. You see, this wasn't paid. This was organic people coming. Like, I didn't pay for this, this attention. And then another thing here was those 2 women that were working out with the bands. And then what is this one? Something about habits. But anyway, so if I know that people like this, I'm going to post more of this. And that's going to get me more engagement. So now you see how you can start to win your page. Like, you can really, really start to get very specific about your posting activities And that will help you a lot, a lot. So this is something I didn't get to share at Super Saturday, but you guys are learning this. So as far as your target audience, I now know that 96% of my fans are women between the ages of 25 and 34. That's huge to know exactly who my target is right there because of Facebook. It told me exactly who my target is. So now I'm going to start researching things that women between 25 and 34 are paying attention to. What are they liking? What are they paying attention to? And now I can start to engage with more people. But even on top of that, it even tells you where they come from. United States, mostly Houston, Texas. Who knew? Texas loves me. There we go, right there. So the analytics behind Facebook is amazing. It's giving you all this for free. Everybody who has a like page has this ability to see this information. You just have to keep constant with posting content to it, and you'll be able to see this information. All right, so you want to make sure you take this down. We're going to talk about customer avatar, and then I'm going to wrap things up. So what is a customer avatar? I have a note on this. Your customer avatar is your ideal customer. It's somebody that, it may be you. It might be someone that's like you. Like if you had the ideal customer to buy from you from Beachbody, what would that customer look like? What would that customer talk? How would they talk about themselves? What kind of language would they use? What kind of activities would they participate in? What are they looking for? What goals do they have? When you start to think about that and you start writing down that information, that will help you tremendously on how to connect with better people, and especially how to talk to people you're connected to. So let's see if I can find my customer avatar. My customer avatar is female, obviously between the ages of 25 and 34. My customer avatar has low self-esteem. My customer avatar is frustrated with the way that they look in the mirror. My customer avatar wants to lose at least 25 to 30 pounds. And they're a woman that's busy. They have children. They may have been in different types of relationships that have caused them to have a lot of emotional baggage. Like I'm very specific. Like this is how specific I am. My customer is looking for a way to get fit that's not going to kill their budget. And they only have a little bit of time for themselves because they don't put themselves first. Now, how many people do we know that are like that? Wow, right? Imagine if we started thinking about our customers in the ideal space of either things that we've gone through or people that we know. Now you know how to organize content and how to talk to that person. You can start pulling on that. Those things that I said, those are emotional triggers. Because I'm pretty sure when I named some of those things, they related to something inside of us that we've gone through before. So those emotional triggers are going to help you to create relevant, timely, engaging content that has people attracted to you. So I want you to do this. I want you to build the customer avatar. Think of all the qualities and characteristics of that customer. And every time you post something, you post thinking about them. And if you do that, you will grow your business beyond anything you can imagine. And that's all I have. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. I took so many notes. Yeah. I have a question about boosting versus like running a sponsored ad. Do you ever boost posts on Facebook?
I did in the beginning, but I've learned since not to. You can appropriate more money running targeted ads than when you do boost. Boost is kind of like shouting at your audience with like a megaphone. It's like kind of like, hey, you're not paying attention. Look at this right now. And it goes to everybody. I'll give you a tip right now. If you want to grow your page and your customers to the point where they see your content all the time, then create a group for your page. Create a Facebook group for your page and entice everybody to join it for general exclusive content and motivation.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Nothing to do with a challenge group, just a group to mirror what you're doing on your like page. where you post, because this way in a group, 100% of the people get the message. On a Facebook page, you don't get that same. You're getting 16% of your fans that are seeing your content. So that's what most people don't know. So create a group for your page.
Good idea.
Yeah, and market your group as something exclusive. And there you go. And I think that'll help you. Was that helpful, guys?
Yeah. So you guys can unmute yourself if you have any questions.
Yeah, I'm totally open for questions.
You guys have a single question. I've got like 5 more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Really? You guys don't have anything? Jackie? Kat?
I have 5 pages of notes.
So I have a question. So when I went to go like specifically target my audience, like I know my audience, I know my customer. I chose a lot of people, like a lot of different like things, like obviously like my endometriosis. I also chose things like Bob Harper because I love him, Jillian Michaels, things like that. And I was looking it over with like another Beachbody coach, and she mentioned that I had too many things. Like I made it too specific.
Too broad.
Right. So like how many like, like specifics do you have, like a sweet spot?
So in numbers, I try to stay around 5 million. You can go smaller than that, and that gives you something very, very narrow, very specific. But I try to stay relevant to what my page is talking about. So I pick a lot of wedding things. I pick fitness and wedding. And I don't necessarily pick individual like people. Like I have Weight Watchers. I won't do like a trainer specific thing, but I'll pick things that have to do with like anything weight related, diet. I even have put in certain foods, like people who like cheeseburgers, people who like, because that's all related to, your person. People like hot dogs, cheeseburgers, like all the bad foods.
Yeah.
I put that as my target, and that
you grew up loving.
Yeah, all that stuff. So when you're thinking about your audience, like try to stay specific to the content of what you're going to show on your page, and that should help. Yeah, that's a good question. And it's hit or miss. You might have to try a couple different audiences. Facebook actually has something called lookalike audiences that you want to look into, where you can do a lookalike audience and change some of the parameters to see which audience is working better. So you can really hone in to find out what's working more over the other.
Cool.
Yeah.
So one thing I did, like I boosted, like I made an ad for myself, and I've been getting a lot of guys, like not like the good guys, like creeper guys. So I might need to edit me being in a bathing suit.
Did you put men or women in your ad?
I put women.
Oh wow, that's weird. Yeah.
And they're like weird too. Like I don't think they're even in the United States. Like,
well, that's where you have to make sure you put United States also, and don't put worldwide. Yeah, I don't know. That's strange.
So weird, right? I was like, I obviously need to change something.
Yeah, that's strange.
So I'm not getting the right people. I did something. Maybe it's my Bob Harper. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, that will happen. You never know. I mean, I've had on my like page, I've had more weird things than my profile page, but oh, kitty, hi. They always want to sit on things you're doing, right? Like as soon as they never.
He's like right in my face. Like, here, Mom, you're not paying attention to me.
Yeah.
Alana, I have to ask, what is on your head? You look like you're in a cockpit or something, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like you look like you're about to go take off. Like, what is happening? Oh, we can't hear you. Are you muted?
Your mic's not working.
You're contracted.
We love you. That's
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just taking this off for a second. My husband has a paper that's due at midnight that he's just starting, and he was getting distracted by the conference call. So I put on headphones so that he didn't hear it.
I was like, where are you going? With like the mic and everything.
You're having a conversation.
Thank you.
Do you guys have anything else? Any other questions about it?
I know it was a lot of info, but
Thank
luckily
you.
it's recorded so you can review it. And I'm actually going to give Meredith this PDF, so you guys will have all the slides from it as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Good, good, good. Well, you know, guys, I appreciate helping you guys out. Hopefully this helps you grow. I want to hear your success story from using these tips. So if it helps you, please let me know. I'd love to have your feedback.
Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.